Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Rangers News Bulletin this Tuesday, the 15th of July. I hope you're all well, whatever you are up to. You may have seen over on our YouTube channel or even at the website that you've got extra Russell Martin content from St George's Park, where he discusses his time out of the game after being sacked by Southampton at the tail end of last year. And he also discusses Nico Raskin as well and how to improve his game even more. So I'll read you some of what he had to say. Interesting stuff from the Rangers head coach and what it was like after being dismissed by the Saints back in December of 2024. He says, I didn't want to take a job for the sake of taking a job. We could have gone back in 4 days after we got sacked. I remember us talking about it, but it didn't energize, it didn't excite, it didn't infuse us enough. It would have felt like we were just going into a job for the sake of going into a job. Even back then, there were sort of rumours around us in this job back in January, so that whet your appetite a little bit. If that's going to become available, even when we came here, we turned down a few very close, hanging on to this one. Kevin Thelwell made me wait for a long time, and the owners, I've got to say, it was the most thorough interview process I've ever been involved in, and it should be at this club. It's all worked out. We're here, and now we need to make the most of it. And he said, the waiting was easy for me. I think it was more stressful for Gilly. This is Matt Gill. He's talking about his assistant coach. He said, Southampton was the first time we've been sacked, and it took nearly 6 years. In management, of course, alluding to there, it's formerly at Swansea and MK Dons. We absolutely loved it. I think we felt we'd given everything we possibly had. I was really proud of what we did. We took over in the Championship. We left in the Premier League, albeit it was tough with some assets that were really valuable to the football club and still are, because most of the assets had gone by the time we'd come there or were leaving the football club. I was proud of where we were culturally with the staff and the players at the training ground. I was really proud of the work we did. There are a few things you learn, and when we debriefed it thoroughly over a few days, a few weeks, there are things you would change. I was angry for about 2 weeks after getting sacked. Then it was Christmas, and then you're ready to crack on and see what's next and take the time to just get some energy, rest a bit, and spend time with the family, which was lovely. He's also speaking about taking over at Rangers and the standards being instilled there. He says that the club feel they have someone who can set the tone and raise standards that have dropped worryingly low in recent years. He says, off the pitch, we'll treat the players with real respect, hopefully with care and with love. They will feel that. And he says, I love how hard they're working already, how much they've been willing to take things on. But when we're working, and there will be certain standards that I think this football club demands. We've demanded as a coaching staff, wherever we've been, even more so now. So they know there aren't many rules, but the few rules we have are really important to us. One of those wasn't upheld yesterday, so they ran today. Speaking about Friday, even though it's the day before a game, they understand. I don't think there was too much moaning. That was there because they know. They made it really clear. Respect and clarity and honesty, I think, always will be really important. But when we're working, we're really working. Now, he was also asked about the test of Panathinaikos, which will be here in a week's time. I was going to say a fortnight there. It's here next week, that match at Ibrox. He says, I think we need to put performances that the fans feel connected with. Hopefully they felt very different at full time than they did at halftime against Club Brugge. I certainly did. The players did, but it was interesting for us to see some habits creep back in that we need to get rid of quickly, especially Ibrox, where we're going to have to play with so much energy, so much aggression, so much intensity. And when we lack that, I probably expect the crowd to feel a certain way. I hope in 2 weeks' time, the fans will be there fully behind us. We need to give them something to really feel energized about, and I think we will. If we're winning, if we're playing with the energy I want us to play with and the way we want to play, then I think hopefully we'll have a crowd that feels connected to that team. He goes on to say some other interesting stuff in that piece, Russell Martin. I urge you to go and check it out either on our YouTube channel, folks, or over on the Rangers Review website. He also speaks about this man here, Nico Raskin. And he says he's been good, Nico. He has many tools. I think less is probably more with Nico. We can get more out of him, more end product by doing a bit less. So he hasn't got to make the game up now. It's about making him understand why we're asking him to do what we're going to ask him to do, and him seeing the benefit in it, because he's a really outstanding footballer and he has a big character. I think you need that. It's why he's done well at this football club. He has big character. He wants to take the ball, but I think he had to do a lot in the previous season, a lot to sort of impact things, whereas now we're going to ask him to do a bit less. And when he does have to do stuff, to do it with real quality, aggression, intensity, which he has. So hopefully we'll be able to bring out an even more impactful Nico, because I think he's a really excellent player. And he was asked as well if he remains part, if the Belgian remains part of the plans, despite interest in his services. You may have seen a number of clubs being linked with Nico Raskin this summer. He says, yeah, we're really strong in the midfield department with Tello signing and all that stuff. We're really happy with the options we have in there. Asked if a new contract for Raskin is on the cards. He smiled and said that I can say it with a real calm and happiness, that it has nothing to do with me. I just train him. So yeah, that was Russell Martin on Nico Raskin. I think I speak for most in saying that I think it would be great to see him in a Rangers jersey this season. One player who, of course, has been linked with a move away is John Souttar. We spoke about him on the show this morning with Johnny. Trabzonspor credited with an interest in the Rangers defender, who has a year left on his deal. Rangers said to want to keep him, especially for these Champions League qualifiers at least. I think that's vitally important that Rangers do hold on and don't make any drastic changes with regards to the centre-back position, and of course the striking position as well. With the match just a week away, it doesn't leave much time if Rangers are to get rid of guys that are going to be involved in those qualifiers. So, Trabzonspor interested in John Souttar. We asked on the show this morning, would you be sad if he was to potentially depart this summer? Do let us know in the comments, folks. We discussed his game time and opportunities this season under Russell Martin. Will he be a certain starter under the new regime, or will he be more of a bit part player? Could that be factored into his decision making, what he is looking to do in the future? Who knows? But interesting stuff all round. And as we touched on the website, on the news bulletin yesterday, Robin Propper, that situation remains held up due to the personal terms. Robin Propper looking for compensation to bridge that gap between what he's earning at Rangers and what he's been offered at FC 20. Right, folks, that's you up to date for now. We'll leave it there. I'll be back on tomorrow morning with Joshua at 9:30. I hope you can join us for that. Until then, enjoy your Tuesday, whatever you're up to. Bye for now.